Once upon a time, in a peaceful meadow, a tiny caterpillar named Kala lived on a lush green leaf. She spent her days nibbling on leaves and basking in the warm sunshine, feeling safe and content. Life was simple and easy, until one day, something strange happened. Kala started feeling a strange restlessness inside her, a desire to change, to grow. Her once perfect life on the leaf began to feel too small for the dreams that stirred inside her. One afternoon, as she sat beneath a branch, Kala overheard a conversation between two birds.
The caterpillar is about to turn into something beautiful.
One of them chirped.
It will soon wrap itself in a cocoon and sleep for a while.
Sleep? In a cocoon?
Kala was puzzled. She had never heard of such a thing. She looked around at her friends, but they only seemed content, moving lazily from one leaf to another. Then, one quiet evening, the urge to change became overwhelming. She knew the time had come. With great determination, Kala began spinning a silky thread around herself, slowly enclosing herself in the protective cocoon. It felt strange at first, like being trapped. But the thought of becoming something new, something better, pushed her onward. Days turned into weeks, and Kala could barely remember what life outside the cocoon was like. The space was tight, and the warmth inside was sometimes stifling. At times, she felt like she couldn't breathe, like she was suffocating. The struggle to move, to stretch, to break free from the tight walls of the cocoon was more difficult than she had imagined. But Kala kept pushing, inch by inch. There were moments when she thought about giving up, when the struggle felt too much to bear. What if she couldn't make it out? What if she failed? Her wings, she was sure, were too weak. Her body too small. One day, she heard a faint sound from outside the cocoon. A soft crack. At first, she thought it was a dream. But then it happened again, a louder, more determined crack. The wall of the cocoon began to split open. With one final, exhausted push, Kala wriggled free, tumbling out into the world. She lay on the ground, panting, weak, and trembling. She could barely move. The world seemed too bright, too big. She felt vulnerable, unsure of what to do next. Just then, a warm breeze lifted her up. Her wings fluttered awkwardly at first, but then, they caught the wind. Slowly, with the grace of someone who had fought and struggled and earned the right to fly, Kala took her first flight. The air felt exhilarating beneath her, the world stretched out before her like an endless adventure. She soared above the meadow, feeling the sun on her wings, the soft breeze beneath her. And with every beat of her wings, Kala realized something profound. It had been the struggle, the time spent inside the cocoon, the battle to break free from the confinement that had made her strong enough to fly. The tightness of the cocoon had forced the fluid from her body into her wings, making them strong and ready to carry her through the skies. Without that struggle, she would never have learned to fly. As she hovered high above the meadow, Kala looked back at the place where she had once been a simple caterpillar, crawling from leaf to leaf. She realized how far she had come, not just in distance, but in strength, in courage, and in wisdom.
The struggle was worth it,
she whispered to herself, as she danced with the breeze.
It was the struggle that made me who I am.
And from that day on, whenever Kala saw a caterpillar or heard of someone facing a difficult challenge, she would smile. She knew that, just like her, they too had the strength to grow through their struggles and become something even more beautiful than they could imagine. Moral of the story: struggles help us grow stronger.